Hey girl, thanks for vibing with
CeCe and
CeCe, where we talk about all the hot topics. What's your vibe, girl? Ooh, new hairstyle alert, new hairstyle alert.
it's giving
Yes,
Bob. Yes, girl. I have a new hairstylist. I love her. She has like a whole regimen in mind for me, like
okay.
customized for my hair care needs. So we're definitely gonna do this trial run and I'm optimistic. Like she already got my cut doing what it's supposed to do. So
Okay,
how are
yes.
you? How are you feeling? What's your vibe?
Vibe is, on water, on the go,
Mhm.
what I'm saying, straight out of a meeting.
Smart
But I had to
water.
sit here and, vibe out real quick, But
Yeah.
vibes are good, vibes are high. Um, and I'm happy. I can't complain. I can't complain. God is good.
Amen. Amen to that. Yes, girl. God
Yes,
is good. We have a solo episode. I know we took a little break because school getting started and all
yes.
of these other competing priorities we got going on, but we're back to it.
Yeah, the Vibe
So,
Squad. Yes, we can never go. But despite the priorities out there, you are a priority, so we're gonna be here. So don't even worry about it.
definitely, definitely. So, girl, I'm drinking this little probiotic soda. No,
Okay,
yeah, it's a prebiotic actually, soda. And so it's supposed to be good for like your gut health and everything.
okay.
And it's just like refreshing. I'm like, let me just try something. We did our 7-day challenge that went really, really well.
Yes,
I want us to do
yes,
it again. We did 7 days for the Vibe Squad just to catch y'all up on what we've been doing. We did a
yes,
7-day no sugar, no liquor or wine challenge. How did you
yes.
feel after that?
I felt great. I felt like it was a good boost into this lifestyle of working out, eating clean. So I felt great. I feel good. I feel lighter. I don't know if I saw too much of a difference. I feel like I have, but but I don't know if the scale is really reflecting it. But despite the scale, I really like how I feel.
Yes.
And it was really great doing the challenge with you because you kept me accountable. Because there were times, Bob Squad, where I had to send Cece a picture. It was like, can I just eat this little bit of Rice Krispie treat? And she was like, no, no, ma'am. And that really was very beneficial. So I'm still on it. It was just a boost. I'm still on
Really?
it, working hard, working out. And one of my other homegirls got me on this new plan because I've been
Okay.
going to the gym consistently. But I was
Hmm.
talking to her today. I was just like, I want to make sure that I'm making sure my time is being utilized effectively in the gym. So she sent me this whole workup. You know what I'm saying? You ask
Good.
a medical person about how they can help you, they're gonna send you a whole workup plan. So she had me a
Yeah.
whole workup plan with videos. So I did that today,
Oh,
and
wow.
it was great. Lots of abs and everything. So
How
I'm
long was the
optimistic.
workout?
Well, because it was the first day of trying to like look at the video and see what it is, and going to find the different equipment, it took us about an hour. Was in there like about an hour 20 minutes,
Ooh.
because we had to go to the different. It's just because we had to go find the different equipments and then watch the
Okay.
video, see how they did it. But now we know, like, okay, this is, we know what to do. But because it was the first day of trying to follow the steps,
Okay. That's
but
why
it's
it
not
took so
gonna take,
long,
yeah,
but
it's not gonna take
it
that long.
really shouldn't be that long, like
No.
45 minutes or something.
Yeah, it could be a quick 45, like, but we just was trying to some equipments that we never used before and things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
That is good that you are so focused on that type of lifestyle switch, just for your overall well-being. I'm over here like, what is really happening? But
right,
just to keep yourself balanced and healthy and strong and all that. And I do. I think I'm gonna get back on it as well because that 7 day no sugar, no alcohol, I could feel a difference as well. I don't
right,
know what the scale says either. I didn't really even check that, but
right.
I just know that I felt lighter. I felt clear headed as far as
Yeah.
not having the sugar. And then when I started doing sugar again, girl, I was getting headaches. I was
Mm,
literally getting sugar headaches. I was like, wow, it does make a difference. All those refined
right.
sweeteners and stuff. Because I was like eating an ice cream sundae or something like that.
Ooh,
And it
you
was
went
just
all the way
not
in.
agreeing with me.
Ooh,
I literally had a headache.
Yeah, that makes sense though, because I was telling my friend today, like I was eating my lunch and then I had like some nice healthy snacks on different things like pop smart popcorn. But for some reason I was full quick. And I was like,
Hmm.
oh, I wonder why. And she was like, I said, did my stomach shrink? She was like, maybe just all this working out and just this lifestyle. Your body just don't want to eat too much. I was like, ooh, tell me that. Tell me that
Okay,
now.
well, here we
Um,
go. So good
yeah.
to hear. We're going to go ahead and jump into these topics, Chi Chi.
Yes. Cheers though to good
Cheers
vibes,
to
healthy
health,
lifestyle.
yes, and wealth.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
We have a few little topics going on today, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But to start off the topic, we love our ladies' trips. We love going out with friends and everything. But what's the difference? And I think, okay, so let me backtrack because we've had a conversation previously about girls' trips versus going on trips with your married couple friends,
Okay.
and the differences between those things. And if it's a girls' trip, should the spouse be invited in, like just because it's a
Mm.
fun trip overall?
Okay, okay.
Or should those things be kept separately?
I see.
So, what are your thoughts on that? I can give a little bit more storyline for us to kind of break down the question, but ultimately, I feel that if I'm planning a girls' trip, right now I'm single or whatever,
Right.
but eventually I'll be married with a husband, Lord willing.
Yes.
And I think that it's still important to have your girls' trips, even if it's like a short overnight, 2-day trip, whatever it may be, but still having those friendships. Although ultimately, like, I would want to do both,
Mm-hmm.
have the couples trips and the girls' trips. But I don't think there's anything wrong with keeping them separate.
Okay.
But then some people feel like, well, it's a trip is a trip. So if my girls invite me and I think it's something that I want to do with my husband, or I feel like my husband should come, he might enjoy it too. I'll still link up with the girls, but my husband's gonna be here and it
Mm-hmm.
should be okay. But I'm team keep them separate. How do you
Mm-hmm.
feel?
Yeah, like I definitely understand both sides, but I think when you're married, um, you can't just tell your friend to not bring their spouse. That's not something that you can just tell them not to do. So if if your friend gets married, they're a package. They are a packaged couple. So if y'all are going on a trip and your friend wants to bring their husband, there's nothing a person can tell that person not to bring their spouse. It's if they want to bring their spouse, there's nothing nobody's gonna say to stop it. Now, what can stop is the person may not go to the trip, and that's completely fine. But when you're married, a lot of people like to travel with their husband, and maybe they feel more safer, they feel more comfortable, whatever their issue may be. If they want to bring their husband or their wife, they bring them. Now, they don't have to bring their husband or their wife to the hangout with the friends. So I would travel. I say, for instance, me. I can travel with my husband, and we're gonna be in Chicago. I don't have at a certain stage. I don't have to be in a hotel with the girls. I don't. So if I want to, fine. But if I want to be in a husband in the hotel separate in the same hotel place, but with my husband, I mean that's that's okay. I don't
Mm-hmm.
need to really be in the hotel sleeping with the girls if I want to be with my husband. So, but now I won't push my husband onto my girls. So, say me and my girls want to go to the beach and it's the girls trip, the girls' day. I can go and hang out with the girls, hang out with them all day, and then in the evening, if I want to go, if I see something like a excursion I want to do with my husband, then I link up with my husband, and that should be fine. Or vice versa, if I want to spend time in the daytime with my husband, or do something daytime, then link up with my friends in the evening. That's just what I want. That's just what the person chooses to do. I have friends that I met um fairly recent couple years, and all they do is bring their spouse along. And they, at first, when we was getting to know each other, they would ask me, is that okay? And I can't say no, because if I say no, first of all, we're not going to, most likely not going to be friends, because they're going to look at me like, why can't my spouse come? Like, what's the big issue? Like, I've had friends just come hang out my house and they bring their spouse. And I'm like, yeah, bring them. And they're just literally sitting there. But some people just gotta be with their spouse, and that's just what they gotta be with their spouse. Sometimes they bring the dog, and you just
Mm.
have to accept them for what is valuable to them. So I say, bring your spouse, bring your husband. That's what you want to do. But if we're doing something all girls and we're gonna be like in bikinis and things like that, well, okay, I'll leave them in the hotel. It shouldn't. It don't bother nobody. I mean, I get somebody will want you there the whole day, but if they're a married person, they probably have some attachment issues to their spouse. So
Mm.
I'll just respect it and then move on, because what can I do? It's their husband and wife.
Yeah, I hear you. I definitely agree with that. The points that you made as far as like, I mean, y'all are a package deal now, and as you go through different phases of life, it's like, okay, well, I already had fun with my friends. Like, I want to spend time with my husband. I want them around. But I don't necessarily agree that like you can't tell them to not bring their spouse. I
Mhm,
think if whoever's planning it has the right to say who they want there and who they don't want there, honestly. That's just my feelings. Like,
mhm,
I mean, and again, worst case scenario, then that friend won't be able to come because that's her hard no. Like, my husband has to come or I'm not coming. And then
mhm.
that's another conversation. And yeah, that may change the dynamic of your friendship. But I mean, I do believe that there's a way to kind of merge both of them if whoever is planning that trip is okay with it. Like, of course, you want to look at your friend group and you know who you're dealing with. Like, okay, this person will be all right with it. Most of my friends are cool. They know my circumstances. But it could be that outlier friend that's like, no, I just want for my close friends, I don't want any men around because we're going to be like this whole itinerary that just doesn't feel appropriate for that person to have the husband around, or they want your undivided attention because they felt like, you may need some time away or whatever the case may be in their rationale. But I do think I agree with both sides of it. I can see all different perspectives as far as like possibly merging the two or the need to keep them separate. But again, we all have like attachment styles at this point. We all are adults. So we have the right to decide like, I'm going to do this if my husband's here, or, I'm okay with having those things separate because that's what benefits me. That's where I'm at. That's the space I'm in. That feels good. But if it doesn't, and I feel safer with my man being around, then I'm going to hang out with y'all temporarily or momentarily or whatever. And then I'm going back with my man. Like, that's
So
just what
you
it
so
is.
you think so you would be okay with telling your friend to not bring the husband. The husband is not coming to the hangouts with the girls. But you think that you would be okay. You feel like you should have the decision to say that your husband cannot travel with you on the plane. Not come with you to the events, but they should not be nowhere in the area.
Well, it definitely depends on the event. Like, if it's something where I know we're going to be gone for like 2 weeks or something, international trip, like, no. But if it's like we're going overnight to like Austin, I may, depending on what the case is, and everybody probably, my other friends may have wanted to bring their husbands, or they agreed that they need a girls' trip. They weren't bringing their husbands. We all kind of made that collective decision based on what type of trip we're
Mhm.
trying to have. Then yeah, I'm okay with telling them, like, no, your husband can't come to this trip. This is specifically for this reason, and we're doing this as girls, like whatever it may be. Maybe it's a all night therapy talk. I don't know. It could be anything. Like, we could be at the hot tub, you know, purifying ourselves with sea salt baths or something. We could be doing
Right.
yoni steams all night or whatever. Like,
You make
it could be a
and
lot of
yeah.
different circumstances where it's like we want 24 hours, no men. We're trying to get our tribe on, our womanly tribe on, our sister circle
Right.
going here, and it's just not appropriate for the man to be there. But
Right. I
like,
think
I
if
do
somebody
believe
told me
I'm
that, yeah,
flexible.
no. Yeah,
Huh?
if we're doing the yoni day and the on the hot tub and all that stuff, and I'm like, yes, I'm all for it. But there's a hard stop on me going home at night, like going to a different hotel with my man. Yeah, I
Mhm.
wouldn't. That would be kind of weird for me because I want to go sleep with my man. On the real note, like when I do go on girls trip, they are all great fun.
Mhm.
But the only thing I do miss at night is when I eventually do get home, I want to be with my husband. Those are the only things
Mhm.
that I do miss when I do go on girls trip, because that would be the best time to be with my husband. So I'm all
Mhm.
for it. If my husband is fine with being in the hotel or doing something by himself the whole day, but I can at least come back to him in the night or whatever, just because for my own pleasure, and somebody saying no, then no one could tell me no anyway. So that would just be like, okay, I mean,
Yeah, everybody's
fine.
entitled to their own opinion with
Yeah.
their husbands. Like everybody's relationship is different.
Right.
Everybody's whatever they decide they want to do and what they want to implement, like again, all you could
Mhm.
do is set your boundaries, and if that person's not okay with it, then
Yeah,
so be it.
that
Like
would be it.
this is
Yeah,
what
but
it is, and you
mhm.
either are going to be with it or you're not. Like, and it's okay on both sides, but I don't
Right.
think anybody should have to compromise if that's really what they're wanting to do, like on either
Right.
side. On either side. So this
Right.
topic went over, but we're going to go to our next topic.
Yes.
And that is speaking of husbands' relationships. And we don't condone any type of cheating at all. Like, that is
Right.
not okay in any committed relationship that I want to be in. I know for you, we're all for monogamy,
Yes.
exclusivity. But if we had to decide between emotional cheating versus physical cheating, which one
Mm-mm.
we had to forgive to keep our relationship going? Which one do you feel you would be able to forgive in the event you had to?
I mean, okay. So I want me to just answer it straight without the extra
Yeah, you got to.
noise?
You just got to answer it.
I wouldn't, I would forgive, I can't forgive physical cheating
You
because
can't.
I cannot,
You cannot. Okay.
you know, I cannot,
Hmm.
forgive it. It's a no for me. But to be honest with you, that question is very hard for me because it's a no for me both ways. We're not doing
Right, right.
emotional. We're not doing physical. I can't forgive any of it, to be really honest with you.
No, for real.
All of it's on the same level, but the it's all on the same level. Cheating is cheating. So
Hmm.
you text somebody, I'm coming to your hotel, or I'm coming to give you a back rub, you have cheated. And
Hmm.
if you do the physical component, you have cheated. They're both cheat. So to be
Yeah.
honest with you, equal.
And we've talked about this before, and I know like our perspectives kind of fluctuated. We've had some deep
Mhm.
conversations about like the level and the differences, and
Mhm.
we put it in the perspective of okay, I said that I would be able to forgive emotional over physical because once the act is done, the act is solidified. And I know there was times where you would say, well, if it's emotional, then it's always going to become physical in some capacity, or they're not going to be able to ease out of that
Stop.
relationship as
Right.
easy. Right. They're not going to be able to
Mhm.
stop. They're going to keep going with that because they built this bond. And I agree. Like, either way, I'm not okay with it. Like, if you're really building this bond with this person emotionally, but then again, for me as a logical person, again, I'm not married yet, but I
Mhm.
know that we are not going to get everything we want from one person.
Mhm.
Although I do want to have the majority of the things that I need and want and desire from my husband. But at the same time, if they have a friendship or they have this temporary working relationship with this person where they have to kind of be on the same accord and they're talking, venting, and things like that, that's considered emotional cheating, essentially. Versus if that person my man has no self control and
Mhm.
takes that situation out of its proper perspective. So it was supposed to be in the perspective of, okay, y'all are just engaging for this particular reason for work, but then you continue to engage and y'all are getting drinks together and y'all are meeting at the hotel and then it becomes physical. That means you had no control and you didn't know how to operate within the correct perspective. Like as a
Right.
married man, as a committed man, you know the limits. You can tell the limits. And if I was in that same situation, you wouldn't want me doing it. So
Right.
essentially, I don't think I could forgive. I don't want to have to, but
Right.
if it's physical, that's an absolute no. If it's
Right.
emotional, then I need to be brought into this as well so I can understand the dynamics of this emotional relationship that you built with this person and why.
Right. Yeah, that's you're a better person than me. I tell you that much. You definitely logical to me because no. I mean, so you said something about the significant other venting to another person. I mean, venting is a whole different thing. I guess it depends on what you guys are talking about. If you're venting, it's just like your homegirl, your friend, or something like that. Fine, granted, whatever. But if it depends on what you're talking about. If we're like, talking about other things like cheating related things, meeting up and doing things behind the spouse back that they don't know and things like that, then no, that's a different level. And then that's what I would consider emotional cheating. But if you just talk to your
Mm,
friend that happens to be a different gender and y'all venting about stuff that happened in school, work, livestock, that you can talk to them. I mean, I'm because I talk to people too. That's not my gender about different relatable things that we can vent about. But it depends on what you start talking about. Then I would put in the cheating category. Um,
mhm,
but yeah,
mhm.
but then yeah, but you're better than
I
me
agree.
when I say that because you say after you find that emotional component, you want to be brought in to understand like what this dynamic is, what's going on. I don't want to be brought in and y'all twang-a-lang. I want to be gone as far as possible.
No.
I'm never gonna and I can put up with stuff and I like to work through things, but I'm not working through that because it's none of my business. I'm not
So
working
you
through
don't
that.
want to know what level of like relationship they built of any sort. You don't want to know, you want to be brought in at all. You
No,
just, so
no.
how would you know, I
If it's
guess, the
when I
conversation,
guess if
the
the
extent
cheat
of the conversations?
if I saw something that if first of all for me to know that they emotionally cheating, I saw something, a text message or something. So if that text message, for instance, say, "Oh, let me hang out with you," or "Let's go get drinks together," or "Let me come massage your feet," like stuff like I've seen on TV.
Yeah.
If I see anything like that, I don't want to talk about anything with you. We're done. Like
Okay.
we're done. Like I don't care what extent it is. Like we can never do that because I mean, if
Mm.
I find on your phone you didn't tell me that, first of all, I don't care what you told me. I cannot see that and be okay.
Yeah. I guess
We're
I was
done.
thinking as far as like emotional cheating, building not kind of building a relationship, but like a dynamic of venting. Y'all are really close, but I do understand that it's a additional level when y'all are like sexting or
Hmm.
planning things even though y'all haven't acted on it. That's really the definition of emotional cheating, because or if y'all are imagining what y'all life would be together, like, well, what if
Oh,
we ended up, that's really emotional cheating. What
emotion
I was talking
cheating.
about is just a platonic friendship. You're right.
Oh yeah,
So
platonic friendships.
there's a
That's fine.
difference.
I have those. Yeah. That I don't
Yeah.
think of nothing extra. We just venting because we're in the same school or the same work. But if
Mm-hmm.
it's like what you said, what would life be as me and you, husband and wife? If I seen that message, we're done. Like that's just weird to me. I could
Yeah.
never.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, now this is for me theoretical because I'm not married, but I probably on the other side of the coin, like in that marriage seat, yeah, if there's something that's like beyond the level of what's appropriate, or you wouldn't want me doing that, then you would really just go ahead and be like, these are the papers because we can't really work through this.
Yeah, I would actually get a paper.
You'll give
I
them the
do not.
paper.
I would give the paper. I don't care if I'm broke.
Hmm.
I would get the paper. That cheating is just one thing. I'm not doing. It's
That's
something
how
that
you keep
tells me
yourself.
that you don't care for me. I can't ever open myself up to you like that again because I don't feel safe. I
Hmm.
don't feel like I'm wanted. Like I will be broken, and so I will be hurt that I could never be the same. So there's no need for me to even play these games. Like trying to work it out and all that stuff. I know, like you're supposed to do that, but that's something I couldn't do and I won't.
Mm. And
No.
to me, it would be like, well, what was the reason that it got to that? Like, why would you allow it to even get to this point? What was the
Hmm.
buildup? I would have a lot of other questions.
Right.
Um, and I do believe in a healthy relationship, those things should be discussed before it even gets there. Because why are
It should.
you so comfortable? You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it, it shouldn't be 0 to 100. It was something
Yeah.
that led to you feeling like you needed to have that conversation with that other person.
Yeah.
And
It's
if you
things.
can't come to me,
Yeah. Go ahead. No, you finish. No,
no, and
you're right.
if you don't feel like we have a healthy, open communication style, and we really, aren't as close as I thought we should have been to even be married, because those things are like, okay, these are the expectations up front. Why would
Right.
you feel the need to build a relationship outside of what we have going on? And there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with having those conversations, those tough conversations ahead of time
Yeah.
so that
Yeah,
you can
that'd be
avoid those
great. Ahead
things
of time. Then ahead of time,
ahead of
then
time.
yes, we're gonna work whatever it takes. Because I mean, that is relationship. If you're needing something, let's talk about it. Because I've been in those situations where I had to have those conversations, and then vice versa. So
Mm-hmm.
it just makes the relationship stronger. But if you're now seeking other sources, then that part is done. You already went, you passed that whole stage. You've done the act. You're done. So yeah, no.
And I just feel like people sometimes I think feel like they can't get enough from the person they're with, like that one person. But I feel
Hmm.
like that's such a lie because if you really think about it, we're all so multifaceted and we're so
Hmm.
dynamic and expansive. You don't ever really know somebody. So if you really take the energy to build on your relationship, your marriage, your commitment to
Hmm.
that person, there's so much you can find out and explore with that person. To not even
Right.
have energy or room to even deal with somebody else on that level. Because to me, that's a lot of emotional bonding that's going on. If you're taking it to another level with somebody else, the same energy that you've had with your significant other, it's like you got
That's
you
yeah,
kind of
double life. Yeah, no. I agree that you can. I mean, it depends on what you want in life. If you want just everything in the world, then yeah, you probably never going to and be satisfied with one person. But I can only
hmm
speak for my relationship. I
hmm
feel like there's nothing else I need from another man. I
okay.
don't need nothing else. Like, I
hmm
mean, is there problems? Yes. Like, that's always going to be there, you know, and it's going to be annoying at times. But in terms of needing something, if it's a man and needs, I have it with my husband. So I really would not be, I'm not looking to another man because there's really nothing they can provide me. That's just 100%
Okay.
honesty. So that's just when you're
Amen.
going, when you're fighting your mates. You just
hmm
find that one person so that when you do get married, you're not in this temptation, nothing like temptation
Right.
stage because you settled for something that didn't have everything you kind of wanted or needed, actually
Needed.
needed. So I mean, you need protection, you need somebody that cares for you need somebody that loves you to death. I mean, those are my things. You
Right.
know, so I mean, I didn't say money either because that can fluctuate. So then, if that's what if
hmm
that's somebody's need, then yeah, that's gonna fluctuate, and you may fluctuate in somebody else's lap. So
Yeah.
it depends on
Ooh.
setting good standards on what your needs are, so that you
hmm
feel fulfilled, so that you're not tempted easily. No man can
So
tempt me, period.
that
So
foundation, you need to have those factors in mind. Like these are the things that are going to keep me situated, committed, loyal. So it's like I need somebody that has healthy communication. I need somebody that's going to be loyal and secure. You know, those things, somebody that is willing to be a hard worker for not just our family, but for himself too. Like those things are important. And like you said, once you get those things, why would you need anything extra? If
right.
you're really, unless again you're that person, because some people believe whatever they need multiple things,
Mhm.
but I do believe that it is possible to receive everything you need. It might not be what you want all the time, but a lot of times I feel like those needs can definitely grow into wants, and you can be satisfied with that one person and really build a healthy happy life with them, like, and grow and explore each other,
Right.
explore, likes and dislikes and changes because we're all growing and changing. So if you put that energy into that person, how much more can come from that?
Right.
So,
And that
girl,
also, you made a good point. We're all growing and changing, and it allows a lot of flexibility in the growth in the lifespan. So
mm,
that goes back to our first topic. The friends you knew when y'all was in college or in high school, as life goes, they do grow and they do expand, and they may be a little bit different than what you're used to. So it's just like
mhm,
flexibility.
it's
So
true.
like
Mhm,
that's just life. And you will see like that sometimes people's want to be with the husband, and I have to expand every time one of my friends and stuff like, can I bring my spouse or this and that? I'm like, yeah, bring them. Hell, y'all package. Bring all of them.
Yeah, I think because I've seen my friends in different lights, I do have friends that's like, okay, I'm going on this wellness trip with just my girls. My
Hmm.
husband, he travels or whatever for work, so I'm okay with it. It really depends on those relationships. You have to know your friends and you have to respect
Hmm.
their boundaries, and which friends are okay with it, which friends, prefer to be closer to their husbands. All of it is
Hmm.
welcomed, but I think as a middle person, making those decisions on what activities you want to participate, you have to honor yourself as well. That's the only
Mhm.
reason why I was saying I would be okay with being like, no, but I can't come because I just want it to be, or we've decided it's
Mhm.
this trip. Like if majority rules or if whoever decides, then that's just what it is. But I
Mhm.
don't believe there's anything wrong with either side of it. Like if you
Right.
want to be with your
There's
husband, I have
nothing wrong
friends
with
that
yeah.
there's nothing wrong. I have friends that travel everywhere with their man. Like that's their
Mhm.
best friend. And I love that. I have friends that are in good relationships where they do girls trips. They go weekends with their homegirls. Like, and it's nothing. So again, whatever works for your relationship. Everybody has to be authentic and true to what they want and where they're at in their life. And friends, your tribe is going to accept it, love it, and still have their boundaries intact where, okay, we don't agree on this one. Well, next time we'll try again and we'll go from there.
Right.
Or we'll reestablish our new norm, whatever's healthy for our relationship.
Period.
So thanks. That's what we got for y'all. Good
Yay!
topics.
Well, Vibe Squad, we talked about a lot. We talked about 7-day challenge. If you guys want to start a 7-day challenge with us for this lifestyle, let us know. We will do another one. Let us know. We'll keep each other accountable. And we talked about what emotional cheating versus physical cheating. Drop in the comments. What you thinking? What would you tolerate? What would you not tolerate?
And then our extended topic was girls trips versus couples trips. Should they be
Yes.
intermingled or do we keep them separate? Because that has been a real hot topic,
Are
honestly.
y'all team CeCe or team ChiChi? What's up? Drop it down below. Let us know.
She said her husband going with her on every trip, and I say
What again?